Come here, look at this. Oh my god. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa! Hey guys, how are you doing today? Excellent. Thank you for joining us. We know you're super busy. I'll always take your guys' call. It's good to see all your faces. Unlike most new mornings on Oak Island, which begin with brothers and Marty Lagina and their team searching for evidence of a vast treasure deep in the fabled Money Pit area, it's been several years, as you all know, since we put canisters down. Today, they are beginning in the war room and meeting via video conference with Vanessa Lucido, the CEO of Rock Equipment. You know, there's nothing like that hammer grab coming out and maybe carrying something we really are looking for. After weeks of drilling in the Money Pit area, they now believe it is once again time for a major dig operation that could finally reveal the answers to a 230-year-old mystery. I got a question, how deep are we going? We have acquired a couple of targets that are deep, so we want to talk about, being prepared for that, being able to go down approximately 220 feet. Yeah, I can do that for sure. After recent groundwater tests identified a region in the Money Pit area where a large source of gold and precious metals lies buried somewhere below a depth of 100 feet, the Yilin team has recovered stunning evidence of man-made workings in several locations. This sounds like the Chapel Vault, including one where they may have recovered part of the fabled Chapel Vault, a massive wooden chest first reported by treasure hunters Frederick Blair and William Chappell at a depth of 153 feet back in 1897. Now, in the coming weeks, the Laginas and their team intend to install large-diameter steel cans in the hopes of retrieving the vault and any other potential valuables that may lie buried more than 200 feet underground. We want to find out from you, are you available, say, in a week or a couple of weeks, something like that? My crews always enjoy coming up there, and we do have equipment available. We'd love to make this happen for you guys. Well, that's a great answer. We appreciate that, Vanessa. Couldn't ask for a better. I am very happy with the decision of the group to dig, and by that, I mean put down these cans and see what's there. It's easy to still have hope that there's treasure in the Money Pit. The metals in the water have kept my interest going. It's kept my vigor for this treasure in going. It's time to dig. So, the last time we were there, we did 10-foot diameter shafts. We went rather large. Are you still thinking that large, or what are we talking about? We want to do as many as we can. It is kind of a rule of thumb that a smaller diameter of canister will go down faster, is that not correct? We kind of have our sweet spot. I'd say 7 to 8 feet. We always are able to move rather quickly. Anything lower than that, you're not getting as much out. I don't think you guys would be happy with that. Anything bigger than that, then we're looking at, increased trucking, increased lead times, that kind of stuff. Well, actually, when we were talking about it internally, we actually were, modeling it at 7 feet, so that's perfect. We're certainly excited, and we're grateful that Vanessa and her team are coming back. I wanted to make strident moves forward towards understanding the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. I want all of us to be successful. I want all of us to be excited. I want all of us to find the one thing. Look, Vanessa, from my standpoint, I like everything I'm hearing. As far as I'm concerned, you can saddle up the horses and start this way. Okay, let me get with my team, and, we'll see our availability and hopefully get there. Alright, you better start making some calls, Vanessa. We want to see you out here. Alright, will do. Thank you very much, appreciate it. You're welcome, thanks, guys. As the meeting concludes in the war room, so, Billy, I think we still have to metal detect here. Alex Lagina, along with metal detection expert Kia Dren and Billy Gard, are continuing another important investigation in the northern region of the mysterious Triangle Swamp. Once we detect this surface, where do you think you'll dump it? Well, we're sitting, and we know we have a strange sort of rock thing over there, so we have to see if the path is anywhere through here, right? Okay. In recent years, the Oak Island team has uncovered a number of stunning man-made structures, including a paved area near the middle of the swamp, as well as a stone road in the southeast corner that they believed was used by whomever may have buried treasure in the Money Pit area. However, in recent weeks, they have also uncovered a stone pathway near what appears to be a vault-like feature composed of brick and plate in the northern region. So, I think, Kia, if you can just metal detect this area here, then Billy, you'll scrape it off, pile it there, and you can start going over the spoils, and then we'll work our way back. That's it. These recent discoveries have made the team suspect that the money pit may not be the only place where treasure is buried on Oak Island, and if they can uncover more of the pathway, it may possibly lead to other vault structures that perhaps still contain something of value. Maybe this is a little pathway to yet another of those kind of shallow stone and brick vaults in the swamp. We should keep following it. We need to learn everything we can from it. I think this is axe cut came out of here, could have come from the surface, hard to say. It's pretty dark. The stuff on the top is a lighter color that looks like it's in that little bit of a deeper area. You're saying it probably came from deep? Yeah, it's out. It's for the bag. Yeah. Side, and another really good indicator that we're following something man-made is these axe chips that we're finding. You know, chips from axe-cut wood, right? That is an indicator to me that somebody was working in the near vicinity. Was it somebody searching for treasure, or was it related to a potential treasure deposit? Hey guys, what are you seeing? I'm not seeing enough to make it obvious, like a stack of rocks, a pile of rocks definitely put there by people. We have one, I can't tell the depth, we have one that looks axe-cut. Piece of wood. Set that aside. So, my hope here is that we'll find an artifact or artifacts. Okay, let's keep digging. Yep, see what we find. Okay. We've been many long years trying to solve this mystery, and it continues to elude us as it has the previous searchers over the last 230 years. The whole trend has been higher elevation there, down to lower elevation here, for all the layers. There's no question beyond time, and that's why you continue to work. Wait, what's that? There's something here. Come here, look at this. What the heck is going on? Oh my gosh. Coming up, the Blair treasure map. Oh yeah, I've always thought that Blair concentrated in the money pit area, but obviously, he was looking at other places on the island. Morning, I don't think I've seen a full war room like this for a long time, meaning it's going to be quite exciting. Rick Lagina has called an important meeting with a team in the war room. We have to follow where the clues lead us. The clues come from the research after the recent discovery of the mysterious empty vault-like structure in the swamp. Rick asked team members Doug Crowell and Judy Ritterbusch, along with historian Terry DeVoe, to search through different archives known to contain previous searcher records connected to the Oak Island mystery. Terry and Doug went down to the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History. It was Rick's hope they might uncover clues that could help prove Fred Nolan's theory regarding multiple treasures being buried on Oak Island. So Doug, I'll turn it over to you. Well, this Oak Island material that we found in Connecticut really is due to the work of Terry DeVoe. Amongst the things he was researching down there, he noted that this particular individual, whose face I think you should be able to see on the screen now, William B. Goodwin. So, William B. Goodwin was born in 1866, died in 1950. He was from a wealthy Hartford family that was involved in the insurance business, but his work as a historian really took off as well. He also got involved in archaeology, and Goodwin had a habit of coming up to Chester, Nova Scotia, every August on vacation. Now, Chester is only a few miles away from Oak Island, so with all the drilling activity and treasure hunting that was going on in Oak Island, that was a natural magnet for William Goodwin to go over, talk to people, and see if he could help with the treasure hunt. We know that he did correspond with many important figures in Oak Island history. In the early 1930s, Connecticut-based businessman and historian William B. Goodwin began researching the various treasure hunts that had taken place on Oak Island since the Money Pit's discovery in 1795. Throughout his life, Goodwin amassed a collection of documents pertaining to the mystery, especially records connected to Frederick Blair, the man who first reported the existence of the so-called Chapel Vault 153 feet deep in the Money Pit back in 1897. So we found several letters in 26 boxes of Goodwin's collection that had to do with Oak Island, and Judy and I have spent some time trying to determine what it all means. One of the things we found in his notes on Oak Island, Goodwin calls it the Blair treasure map. Oh yeah, Blair had in his possession a treasure map. Goodwin saw that map during his time here, and this is his diagram and notations. This isn't the original Blair map. We don't know where that might be because nobody's ever been aware of it. There were 3 original notations on the map, 3 stones that were indicated, and from what we can gather from William Goodwin's notations, he was trying to figure out if this map meant there were 3 separate treasure caches associated with the west end of the island. That's quite something. Coming up, we're aiming to try and keep the same bearing as the road. John, that's at 91 feet. There's 1 stone here, but bloody hell, mate, we're 3 for 3. Now, the separate treasure caches associated with the west end of the island. In the war room, historian Terry DeVoe, Doug Crowell, and Judy Rudabush have just presented a map of the western end of Oak Island that they believe was based on the records of 19th-century treasure hunter Frederick Blair. Was it discovered? Is it still sitting out there? We don't know at this point. A map that suggests there may be 1 or several buried treasure caches on the opposite end of the island from where the money pit is located. I've always thought that Blair concentrated in the money pit area, but obviously, he was looking in other places on the island. There were 3 original notations on the map, 3 stones that were indicated, and 1 was at the corner of Center Road. In the war room, historian Terry DeVoe, Doug Crowell, and Judy Rudabush have just presented a map of the western end of Oak Island that they believed was based on the records of 19th-century treasure hunter Frederick Blair. Was it covered? Is it still sitting out there? We don't know at this point. A map that suggests there may be 1 or several buried treasure caches on the opposite end of the island from where the money pit is located. I've always thought that Blair concentrated in the money pit area, but obviously, he was looking at other places on the island. There were 3 original notations on the map, 3 stones that were indicated, and 1 was at the corner of Center Road and the road past McGinnis Host. Another 1 was out on the beach, and another 1 is further down Lot 1, near the McGinnis homestead. Yes, exactly. The McGinnises held onto their land, they didn't give it up, and Lot 1 stayed with 1 branch of the family all the way through. Shortly after helping to discover the money pit in 1795, Daniel McGinnis purchased Lot 21 and established a homestead for his family more than a mile from the fabled treasure shaft. He would spend the rest of his life farming while also remaining actively involved in money pit search operations. Over the years, people have wondered why McGinnis chose to build his home on the opposite end of Oak Island. Could this map that the team found in the archives of William Goodwin provide the answer? An even more critical question for Rick, Marty, and the team is, do these possible treasure caches remain hidden today? Those 3 stones had original notations on them. The 1 on Center Road had an F1E or an F Roman numeral 2E beside it. The 1 on the beach had an F91 written beside it, and the 1 further down Lot 1 property had F5 written by it, along with this stone here that's drawn in by Goodwin. He was exploring this map personally here on the island. If you look at the rocks with the notations beside them, if you can interpret F91 to be 91 feet from this rock, is there a treasure 91 feet from the rock on the beach, or were they notations that led to a central point? So he's using the boulders just like Fred Nolan to try to figure out some treasure location, right? This does sort of go with Fred Nolan's idea that there were multiple caches across the island. The Goodwin or the Blair map certainly suggests that Fred may have been correct, that there are possibly multiple treasure depositions across the width and breadth of the island. But it is not proof of that. The proof is in the ground. Hopefully, Gary, have you hammered this area? No, I haven't, mate, because it's so rough. It's as rough as a badger's but out there. I mean, there's all these billy mounds, that rough. Yep. I would say the stone on the beach, that seems to be the place to start. If we go looking for these landmarks, find the stones that are the original landmarks on the original map, and try to find out whether there's any treasure caches nearby, this is good work. This is excellent work. It may lead us to something. Marty's right. We follow the clues as we have currently interpreted them. So I say we get after it. Let's go look. Alright, let's see if we can find the treasure. Later that afternoon. Did you find anything, Al? No. About you? 1 shovel. While members of the team continue excavating the round feature on Lot 5, nearly a quarter mile to the west on Lot 1, Doug Crowell leads the effort to locate 4 boulders noted on the so-called Goodwin map to find out if they may actually lead to one or more caches of valuables. There are 2 large flat stones on the beach shown on the treasure map, one is to the south of Center Road, one is to the north of Center Road. We're going to try and find the most recognizable from the description given. It has a large X in its center, and it has multiple squares and seams. It sounds like a framework of squares. X marks the spot. Yeah. Let's head down to the beach. I can't wait. Let's go find this.